The top 3 exercises for your diastasis are going to be on your back, strengthening transverse abdominis, on all fours, strengthening lower abdominal core muscles, and then a deep breathing exercise. So let's start with the one that I like to call dead bug. You're going to lay on your back with both knees bent and find your 2 hip bones in the front. They're the rock solid hip bones. Take 2 fingers and place them just inside those hip bones. It'll be nice, soft, squishy. And then go ahead and brace your lower abdominal muscles as if you were trying to pull those 2 front bones together. They're called the ASIS, and you want to pull them together, gather them together, or pull your belly button in. So go ahead and tighten, embrace your lower abs. That's your transverse abdominis. You should feel it tighten up underneath your 2 fingers. When you know you have that contraction, you can relax, contract, try to feel it some more. When you know you have that contraction, then slowly straighten one leg, bring it back up, and then relax. Again, you're going to tighten your lower abdominals, transverse abdominis, and slowly straighten the other leg, and then bring it back up. You can repeat this 5, 10, 20 times. The key is to make sure that you are bracing your transverse during the entire time. If you notice that one side is just not engaging or really hard to hold that contraction while you're moving, that's good news. Work on that and try to get that muscle online, and that will help tremendously for your whole core system. Second exercise is on all fours. You're going to have your knees and hands shoulder width apart, and go ahead and tighten your lower abdominals. Gather it up and hold it there. And then while you're holding that, go ahead and raise one arm forward and then bring it on back. And then the other arm's going to get lifted up and bring it on back. And the trick with this one is to hold your lower abdominals tight for that transverse abdominis contraction without letting it go. A way to make this harder is to switch to doing your legs, where you straighten one leg and then bring it back, and then straighten the other leg and bring it back. Now, anyone can do this with bad form, but what you want to do is try to hold that brace, and don't go all sloppy. If you're going cattywampus, then you can tell, hey, I'm using other back hip muscles, not just holding it nice and firm while I move my leg. And then you can alternate arm and leg opposite sides to really get more cross body strengthening. The third and final exercise is a deep breathing one. And this one is great for everything. For all of your work. This is great for all pelvic floor stuff. So you're going to sit nice and tall, and so you're going to sit nice and tall and take a deep breath in. Go ahead and place your hands on your rib cage, on either side of your rib cage. And you'll notice as you breathe in, your rib cage expands out, and then when you breathe out, your rib cage comes together. So breathe in, rib cage goes out. Breathe out, rib cage comes together. Now with that, when you breathe in, your lungs expand, your rib cage expands, your pelvic floor should also relax, and your tailbone should relax, and the sit bones should widen. So breathe in, think about relaxing everything in your lower abs, nice and relaxed. Then you breathe out and gather your pelvic floor for a small engagement contraction, and then your rib cage comes together, and that helps push the air out. So again, breathe in, rib cage expands, pelvic floor relaxes. Breathe out, pelvic floor contracts, rib cage comes together. So it's going to look like this. Now, one trick to do with this is to sit in front of a mirror so you can tell whether your shoulders are moving or not. See if I move my shoulders. So when you breathe in, and then out, you want all the motion coming, rib cage and pelvic floor. What you don't want is your shoulders doing the work. When you breathe in, having your shoulders come up to give that space and seeing that movement. So sit in front of a mirror. The cueing with your hands can help move the rib cage, and it may just take some practice and some time. This is something to practice in front of a mirror throughout the day. Every time you wash your hands, after you go to the bathroom, stand in front of the mirror and watch yourself. Do a few breaths to make sure you're getting rib cage expansion and pelvic floor. Relaxing when you breathe in. And that's it. Those 3 are going to be really, really good for helping your core system be engaged, working together, and taking the pressure off of just the diastasis and the upper abs having to grip for your movements. In John 10:11, Jesus says, "I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep." May the Lord write that truth deep on your heart.